This is Laurie Mangold, and I'm back with month 4 of our $5 quilt program. This month the block is pretty cool. You can see it behind me, and it has the new technique that we call stitch and flip or folded corners, which we're going to talk about in the assembly video. This video is to cover the cutting of the block, so I'm going to have Michelle zoom on in and we're just going to cut this together. Okay, so if you look at the instruction sheets, it is color coded as we go down so that you can see exactly what you need to cut. The first color we're cutting this month the speckled, and it is sorbet. And again, remember that on your cutting form, this is 6 inches, which is going to go this way, and the 8.5 is going to go this way. The numbers at the top indicate what size strip you're going to cut. So I need two 2.5 inch strips. So very quickly, I'm going to clean cut an edge. It gives me a nice straight edge to measure against, and I'm going to flip it over because I'm right-handed. I'm going to use the black numbers coming from this side that I can read. I'm on the 2.5, and I make sure I've got a good line there, and there's 1. And then I'm going to lay it right down and do another one, and there is 2. Okay, and that's scrap. Now, one of these I need to cut at 8.5 inches. Well, that's pretty convenient because my ruler is 8.5 inches wide. And so I'm going to scooch this over, and I'm going to do this. And so, I'm sorry, that was supposed to be, I thought that's awfully tight. It was supposed to be 7.5. So I've cut both sides. Woo, I'm like, okay, Laurie, did you mess something up? Now I'm going to go back and just measure 7.5. And that's a little better. There's our extra inch. So one of those is 2.5 by 7.5. And this one needs to be, I need 2.5 by 3 inches. So again, I'm going to clean cut this edge here, and I'm going to measure over. Now when we do whole inches, we want to flip the ruler over so I can read the white numbers. And I already cut 2.5, and I need 2 of them cut at 3. So there's a 3. And this one is a 3, and then this is extra that this is scrap, and that's extra that I will save. So there's color number 1, the sorbet. Color number 2 in the speckled is this light pink. It is the tan and the green. And we need 4 5.5 inch squares. Well, whenever we have to do all the same size, it makes it real easy. So I'm going to just clean cut this edge, flip it over, and I'm going to do 2 5.5 inch strips. And I can line it up on the 5.5, make sure it's straight, and I've got 5.5, and I'm going to come right over and cut the next one at 5.5. Perfect. And then I'm going to stack them because I like to power cut. Especially as many kits as I've cut in my day, power cutting becomes really important. I'm going to clean cut the edge, this, and now I'm going to measure 2 5.5 inch pieces off of here. If you had a square ruler, of course you could use it. I got this one out, so it's just as easy. There's a 5.5, and then there's another 5.5 here. Okay, lined up and trimmed. Okay, so I've got 4 5.5 inch squares, which are going to be these big areas here. The next color we're going to do is the one that's in every block, and this one it's denim. Over here it is sage. Oh, it's denim, sage, and it's purple. Okay, we need 4 2.5 by 3 inches. And again, we want the 6 inch going this way and the 7 inch going this way when we cut this one. And we're going to clean cut that edge. And this is one of those gotchas because if you get it going the wrong way, you won't have enough fabric. So I've got 2.5 2.5. Right, and again, I'm going to stack this. And we're going to cut 2 3.5-inch segments out of this. No, 3 inch, I'm sorry. So we need 3 inches. Cut that. And now I'm going to come back. Gotta go this way, and I'm going to cut. Can you still see it? 3 inches, and then another 3 inch. Okay, perfect. All right. We're down to the background fabric. Okay, so on this one we need 8 3x3-inch squares. If you happen to have the Stripology ruler, it makes this go a lot faster. As Stripology basically has channels, so when you have to cut a lot of the same size square, it makes it really easy. But I'm going to clean cut that, and I'm going to cut 2 3-inch strips off of here. Okay, so there's one. The advantage of the Stripology is that with those slits, you're not moving your ruler every time you need to make a cut, which makes it less likely that you're going to make a mistake. I'm going to stack these again, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to clean cut it, and now I'm just going to cut as many 3-inch squares out of there as I can. And again, if you have a smaller ruler or a square ruler, this might be a little easier, but there's 2. Notice when I do this, I'm lining up all 3 sides. I'm lining up the bottom, this and this, because that should all be square. And I have one more set to cut. Okay. All right. And that is my 8 3-inch squares. So very quickly, as you can see, we cut the 3-inch squares for the corners. We cut the 2x3-inch rectangles. We cut the 5.5-inch squares, and we cut our strips. We have 2 that match this and a separate strip. So that's all that we cut very quickly, and very quick to do. And once you get it cut, we will do the assembly video next.